Hi there, Michelle here, and welcome back to my channel where I do crocheting, anything with yarn, thrifting, and if it's the 80s, it's going to be incorporated somewhere in my videos. In today's video, I am going to be doing something that I have needed to do, not wanted. I don't want to do this, but I need to do this, and that is organize my fabric stash. You've seen me organize my yarn stash numerous times, but I don't think I've ever organized my fabric stash because I don't like looking at it, because it stresses me out, because there's a lot of stuff that I have to go through. I'm lucky enough to have this camper where I can have spaces to put my yarn storage and my fabric storage. The fabric storage one, I've literally just jammed everything in there and prayed that it didn't fall out, much like a Tupperware cabinet. And so it's just kind of been in there, and I don't do as much sewing as I used to. I would like to get back into sewing. There are some projects that I would really like to do. There's this one dress that I wanted to make all summer and I haven't done it. I bought the fabric in like April or May and I haven't done anything with it. It's supposed to be a cute little black dress that's made out of linen for the summertime, and I've done nothing with it. So maybe if I have my fabric organized, I'll be more organized. If you're new to my channel and you like crocheting, yarn, thrifting, 80s, vintage stuff, retro stuff, this vibe, why not hit the subscribe button? Let's go and check out my fabric closet. This is the fabric closet. Can you tell why I haven't done anything with it? There is this here, which I got at an estate sale probably 2 years ago for the sole purpose of me putting fabric in it. Unfortunately, it's a little bit lower than the base of this, so the bottom drawer just wouldn't open. Because I want it in here. I want it so that way I can just pull out a drawer. I need to level it, like make it flat with this, so I have to find something that it can like go on, even if it's a little bit taller, and then that way I can be able to pull this out. But as you can see, a lot of stuff. I also have my CDs in here for some reason. Past crochet projects. So I mean, I think that these were blankets and I made them into something. Step one is to just clear this whole thing out and make piles. So I think I have some clothes, I have some blankets, I have just fabric. So I think I need to make my piles, and then from the piles, it's going to be easier for me to like sort it out. So I'm going to show you the blankets. I have this one, which there's a cat that looks like Fuzzy. Oh my goodness, it looks like Whispers. I bought this years before I even had him. So that's fun. Problem is I buy these cool blankets and I'm like, oh yeah, for sure, I'm gonna like make these into something. And then I look at them more and I'm like, they're so cute. I don't want to. I don't want to cut them up because they're so pretty. This one I got at yard sale, is that it? Which this one would be cool as a sweater because I could put the wolf like on the back. I have this one here. How am I supposed to cut them up? You tell me how I'm supposed to cut these poor little babies' faces up. I can't. That's the reason. And the tag's still on it. And it was $14. And then I have this one, this sunflower one. And I think that this one is probably the most likely to be made into a jacket. When I got these, it was before I had my serger. I didn't want to cut into them and then they start fraying, but now that I have a serger, it might be a little bit easier. And then I have this blanket here. It's really big. I think it might be for a king bed. And again, I was like, oh, maybe I'll make it into something. And it's like, I can't do it. This blanket here, which I used so much like back in the day, it's so pretty. Oh my goodness, I love this. Why am I not using it? I might have to switch up blankets, but then I got that really cool blanket. This one's cute though. Maybe I should bring this one back in the house. Went through the blankets. They're just there for right now. I have a few sheets. I actually have more sheets in the garage that are in a like container, kind of like this. Maybe I should move this so it looks a little bit more presentable. This is actually super funny because when I got into sewing back in, when I was in grade 10, 14, 15 years old, we had went to a thrift store and I had bought some fabric sheets. So I actually bought this exact fabric. And I bought this other one that was like pink with little green bows and big white polka dots. Back when I was in high school, this would have been like 2004, 2005. The first year I went, I think you could bring backpacks in school. So that was like 2003 to 2004. But my second year, so grade 10, we weren't allowed backpacks anymore. And that's when those tote bags, remember like the original tote bags? I think the one that everybody had was the Roxy tote bag. Everybody had a Roxy tote bag. I got a Roxy tote bag. I think it was on sale. That's why I got it. But I carried that thing everywhere. Mine was green and it was pink and it came with a little pink, like little wallet with little, I think it was white with pink polka dots or vice versa. It looked very similar to this. I don't know where mine is. I know I still have it, but this was the closest I could find to a bag that looked like mine. And I loved it. But before I got that, I actually had made my own and I had made it out of this. When I saw this at a thrift store, I had to pick it up. Also at another thrift store, pandemic or pre-pandemic, I had bought this fabric and I think I bought 2 sheets of it, but it was very faded and then I made a dress out of that. But this one I just don't know what I want to do with because it's so beautiful. And then I got this one at a thrift store too. It's like the same, I think it even might be this, it's different, but it has the same like little lace detail like on the top here, like this, that type of lace detail. And then I had bought these. These I actually got new at Winners. That's the brand there. I paid $13 for each because these just look like vintage tiles. Do these not look like the tiles you'd find in your bathroom? They're very similar to the tiles that I have in my bathroom, but mine are like more rectangle and they're more like yellowy. But I saw these, I'm like, ooh, these would make like a jacket, which I have made a jacket out of this type of fabric before. But the more I thought about it, I'm like, you know what, maybe one day when I can afford a house and I have a house of my own, I'll be able to use these really beautiful towels in them. I'm kind of saving them now. Then I have this one, which I think I also got at an estate sale. This is a tablecloth, so I'll put that in its own thing. This is also a tablecloth. Another tablecloth that I wanted to make into a curtain. This was actually just from the Dollarama, but now that I have my sewing machine set up, I can do it. Then I have this table runner, which I think would look so good on my table, like in the kitchen area of the camper. Then I have these really old, kind of musty curtains that I got at an estate sale. But they're so pretty and I just haven't put them up anywhere because I think I need to like wash them first. Then I have these, which I think I got at thrift store, but they all came like they were all panels. People who watch my YouTube channel, what, 3-4 years ago, these used to be on my windows. So in the backdrop, you probably will recognize this fabric. This is more of like upholstery fabric, like not meant for curtains, okay? It's very thick. This is leftover crochet blankets that I've made both into jackets and cardigans. And I'm just gonna throw those behind me so I don't lose them. So now what I'm gonna do is I have 2 bags that are just random fabric. So I think I wanna like organize that fabric right now. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sort it in how much fabric I have. This is a little baby piece. This is a little tiny piece. So we can put little baby piece over there. This is like a medium piece. This is like a large piece. This was the same fabric as my baby blanket. The exact same fabric that when I saw this in a thrift store for $6, I got an emotional attachment to this because I knew what this was. I still have my baby blanket. It's one of those that have like, you know, a little worse for wear. I compared what was like kind of left of it to this, and the stars and the colors are all in the exact same places as this. And like, I don't know what to do with this because my baby blanket was actually my cousin's baby blanket first, and he was born in 1986. So this fabric is from the 80s. I can't get this anymore. Really don't want to waste this. I want to use it for something that's very important. Maybe I'll make a new baby blanket for myself. I don't have babies to make blankets for. It's for me. I'm the baby. Like the very famous quote from Overboard.
Darling, if you have a baby, you won't be the baby anymore.
All right, moving on. I got even more fabric. This is from the garage. See, remember when I told you that I had bought this, but it was faded? The other one I bought, look at how pretty these are. They're so pretty. I found something that thing can sit on, so then that way the drawers don't hit the bottom wooden piece of the cabinet. Now I'm going to sort these out. So that's another. I just need to get things organized. Okay, that's scrap. The medium fabrics, you know, I think that can go in there. It's a few days later. I was working on this on Sunday. Then yesterday I decided not to work on it because I got a new bed, and that was a whole day thing. The morning, had to get rid of the old mattress, had to disassemble my bed frame, had to get the new bed frame up, then I had to build the bed frame. Then I had to go with my dad to pick up the headboard off of Facebook Marketplace, which was a 20-minute drive to get there. Came back, and then I had to bring the headboard upstairs, but then before I could attach everything, I had to, because it's an old house, I had to make sure that all the legs on the new frame of the bed kind of thing, because I don't like having a box spring, so I do that weird frame thing, all had to be leveled, and that took a long time. Then when I got it as level as I was gonna get it, then I had to attach the headboard. Then we had to bring the mattress upstairs. In the whole process of getting the new bed, I completely kind of destroyed my room, moving things around because I have stuff underneath the bed. Anyways, it was a whole day thing, and I was not able to get in here until today, and currently it is 3 o'clock. Today, I have more fabric. I have this, only like the fitted bed sheets. This one will go into fabric stash. This one, so pretty. So pretty. Like when I see these, I'm just like, these would make the cutest dresses. And here's the thing, if you buy fabric, then you'll understand how expensive fabric is. So if I buy a sheet for $7, this was $7. If I buy a sheet for $7, this amount of fabric at Fabricland would probably cost me closer to $60. This, which this is actually a curtain, and I paid $3 for it, but there was just the one. This should be cute somewhere too. I think I might put this in the curtain pile. Look at how beautiful this is. Couldn't you see this one as like a patchwork overall dress? That'd be adorable. Ooh, this one's also pretty. I got this one for $3. And the other thing though is maybe I don't want to make these into dresses. Maybe I want these to be curtains, or I can make them into pillowcases. And then the last one I have is this one, and I actually have the matching one as the fitted sheet, and I have the matching pillowcases. More bed sheets. That's all I seem to do is thrift bed sheets for fabric and then not do anything with them. Although I think this was for my grandma, so it's different. I actually went to an estate sale recently and I found matching pillowcases that were in the green. This fabric will probably be very familiar to y'all if you watch me crochet, because I have the matching comforter. I got the comforter at an estate sale. It was like brand new. I don't think anyone ever used it. I think it was just one of those spare rooms that nobody goes into. Then I went thrifting and I found this. I found this one and the fitted sheet and 2 pillowcases for a double bed. I recently went up to a queen bed. But anyways, I went thrifting today with my friend Lily and I found the queen fitted sheet. I get to use that now, which I'm excited about. This one, which I'm obsessed with this pattern growing up. I'm pretty sure there was a blanket, and then I think there was some pillowcases and maybe a sheet with this exact fabric. And when I mean growing up, I mean like 3 years old. Core memories was this, and so every single time I see this pattern in a thrift store, I buy it. Doesn't matter how many of these I have, I buy it. Okay, I buy it. Is there a certain fabric or print or material that when you see it thrifting or wherever you see it, you're like, I need this. Like, I always have to buy it. This is the print for me. Every time I see it, I have to buy it. Oh, okay. This is an estate sale find, I think. I think some of these things are estate sale finds. That's why they're in here. Let's go add these sheets to the pile. here is what my fabric stash looks like now. Forgive this mess right now, okay? This one here is actually towels and stuff like that. What I would love to get is another one of these, but taller and bigger shelves. So I'm definitely gonna be looking for that. I'd rather thrift it than buy new because I know they have it at Walmart and I can get it on Amazon, yada, yada, yada. I'd rather thrift it. In here is clothing that I need to sort through, but I was not gonna do that today, but I just know that I wanna do it at one point. So it's just in there. These are towels. Again, I want to put them in a thing like this. This is the leftover sheets that won't fit up here because this is full. This is the curtains and stuff like that. And this is a curtain, unfortunately, won't fit in here. And then I have a little bit of fleece up there and I have my blankets on this side. So on this side we have blankets and on this side we have my sheets. I'm being honest with y'all. I'm not one of those people who will just empty this out for the video so you can see that it looks clean, because this is how I'm gonna live. This is how it's gonna be, okay? Until I can find another one of those. And then this, I'm not great at folding. I can see everything and that's what matters to me. Maybe one day I'll go through and color code things. Also, like, I know I could use this bar and hang up all the sheets, which would also be a good idea. I just don't have the hangers to do that. The hangers that I have are metal. They're not coated, meaning like there's not like a rubber coating around it. It's just pure metal. And for whatever reason, I'd hate for those to rust and get on the fabric. I would like to do that when I get better hangers, okay? So what I would love to do is maybe move this box up here, get a bunch of hangers, hang all these, but even that, I don't think there's gonna be enough room. I think overall, it's great. Nothing is falling down on me. I can access those drawers better. That was the whole point, was just organizing my fabric down there and my fabric here. As you saw, I just finished organizing my fabric. Now, I know, the closet could be tidier. I could organize it better. I've kind of just lost the motivation to continue it. I need to buy the right organization things. That's something I do want to do. I would like to get another one of those drawer systems, but maybe something that's like a little bit wide. Can't be actually that wide because it has to fit in there. Maybe something a little bit taller, but the drawers are a little bit bigger as well. So that's something I do want to look into. And then that way I can organize that stuff. This is how my mind works and how I like to organize. Okay, I can't just do a huge organization and have it pristine at the end. Okay, that's not how it happens. What I like to do is when I know I need to organize something that is a very big, daunting task, I like to take steps. So the first step, bring it all in. I like to bring it all so I can see everything that I have. Then from there, I can separate it into its piles. Smaller scrap fabric, medium fabric, large amount of fabric, the blankets, the sheets, the clothes, the random things that have gotten mixed into everything. And that was a problem, is that I'd bring stuff in from the house and in that bag would have clothing, knickknacks, random stuff, fabric, and then I would just leave it and then I would forget about it. I had to go through all the bags. And now that I've sorted it all out and everything has its spots, so I know where I want to put the sheets. I could fold them a little bit better, but I know where they have them. I have the blankets now in their own spot, so I know where all the blankets are. And for the fabric, that's actual fabric and not sheets or blankets, I have it all nicely stacked, all in that little storage like file cabinet that's plastic, because I have the top one that is just a bunch of like knitting needles and random odd things, and then I have like the smaller scrap fabric, and then the closer you get to the bottom, you get the bigger drawers at the bottom, and I put the bigger fabric in there. Again, I would love to get some sort of cardboard and be able to wrap it up. In those bags that you saw all stacked up, one is clothing, one is towels, and I think the other one is also like miscellaneous crafting supplies such as felt. I think the whole bag is just felt. At least I know when I go in there, I know where everything is, and that's what's most important for me. As time goes on, maybe I go thrifting and I'm like, hey, look at this organization system. You know what this would be great in? My fabric closet. And then I'll just add to it, okay? I don't want to just go out and buy a bunch of stuff and then realize, you know what, that's not really what I needed. I really needed just to focus on what I already had, organize that, organize it in what I have, and then we'll go from there. Please, in the comments below, let me know how y'all store your fabrics. I think that does it for this video, so y'all have a good day now.